Hey there folks, it's Tower Tech here. The age-old battle, consoles versus PC, is a war that is as old as the hills themselves. Gamers arguing that PC enthusiasts are wasting their money, that they're getting to play all of the top titles at a fraction of the cost, where PC enthusiasts are arguing that console gamers are not getting 60 frames per second, 100 frames per second, 144 frames per second, relative to increased performance across the board. It's a very, very well documented and maintained argument. So, I want to turn this argument on its head. I want to give it a different perspective, and I want to give you the real reason why PCs are superior to consoles. Now, let us start with the journey from deciding to buy a console to playing a game. That typically includes going on your favourite e-tailer website or into your favourite local game video stockist, if you still have one, picking up your console. You've gone through the agonising decision on whether to go for a PlayStation or an Xbox, concluding that they're basically exactly the same thing, just with a different operating system on there. You've taken it home, you've got it out the box, you've eagerly read your instruction manual, you've plugged 2 cables in, at most 3, and you're up and running. Now, I'll accept this is a more accessible platform, it's easier to get into and it's easier to consume. But therein lies its Achilles heel, and precisely the point that I want to make in this video. The journey to procuring a PC requires hours of research and understanding about what you want to use the computer for, the components that are going to support those use cases, making sure that you have a balanced system with no obvious bottlenecks in it, making decisions on Intel versus AMD, Nvidia versus ATI, making decisions on whether you want to go for a standard SSD or an NVMe SSD, notwithstanding whether you want to go for high core counts or high instructions per clock. Now, the point I'm making here is that through the process of doing all of that research, you learn a hell of a lot. You become educated on electronics and computing. You might even start to get to the point that you become interested in programming. Now, dare I say that you then get interested in overclocking. You now need to learn about vCores, memory timings and latency, load line calibration, and. Take it a step further, you're into water cooling. You need to know about head pressure, flow rate. You need to know how to fill and bleed a loop, of which, by the way, there are a plethora of videos available on this channel. The point is that you learn an awful lot about the platform. Now, if you're sitting there saying, Mike, you're mad, you still have to spend £11 billion to buy a PC. That's not true. I would argue the case in this day and age, particularly with AMD being so disruptive in the CPU space, you can pick up a PC there or thereabouts for the same cost as a console. It will give you infinitely broader possibilities beyond gaming. If you want to do content creation like this, video editing, you can actually do that on a relatively inexpensive machine. It will teach you, and guys, I've got to be honest with you, I've got a master's degree in electrical electronic engineering, I've worked in IT for in excess of a decade. I've learned more sat in this room tinkering and breaking and mending PCs than I have ever learned in a classroom. It will teach all of us something, it could develop you a career, and if it's not directly related to computing, it could be on the periphery of that. So there we go, guys. Forget gaming as a contrast and comparison. The PC is a much more versatile platform that will give you far more accessibility, education, and enjoyment for many, many, many years to come. I hope you're really well wherever in the world you are. Please like and share this video.